On Thursday, Liv Morgan, who has not been on TV since July, when she and Raquel Rodriguez lost the women's tag team titles to Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, was arrested in Sumter County, Florida, following a traffic stop. She was arrested for marijuana possession of not more than 20 grams and drug possession of a synthetic cannabinoid. And it happened at 6:30 p.m. Thursday evening after a sheriff's deputy saw the yellow Jeep that she was operating crossing over the white and yellow lines of a county road. According to the arrest report, when a deputy approached Morgan's vehicle, the odor of marijuana was detected. Found inside her vehicle was a small plastic bag containing marijuana and a vape pen that held an oil-like substance. That substance was later tested to be marijuana. She bonded out for $3,000 later that night and is slated to be arraigned on February 12th at the Sumter County Courthouse. Well, now I've learned that weed is still illegal in the state of Florida. See, the more you know. The possession charge is a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail or probation, coupled with a $1,000 fine. On the drug possession charge, that is a third-degree felony that could also result in up to 1 year in jail and all of the other things I just mentioned. Synthetic drugs, like they mentioned synthetic cannabinoids, they are prohibited by the WWE wellness policy, which is accessible online for all to read. But the policy also says that talent shall be fined $2,500 for each positive test for marijuana, which would be deducted from the talent's downside guarantee. And I'm not sure they even test for marijuana anymore. The wrestlers used to call it apparently a pot tax, and so if they got popped, they would just pay the fine. I mean, look, this is a company that marketed 420 Bro t-shirts for Matt Riddle last year and openly mocked his marijuana use on television, so I don't think they worry too much about that anymore. There is said to be no heat on her within WWE. Mike Johnson of PW Insider said that her arrest was not widely known before it went public, but several top executives were aware of it and had spoken with her about it on Friday. They kept the information within a small circle of people. She was already penciled in for a return in early 2024, and the belief is that this will not change any of those plans. She should be back on television for the build to WrestleMania, and is very much in the mix for what he was told is a high-profile program. Within the company, she's always been well-liked and considered a hard worker, and while they obviously want the situation to be resolved ASAP, it is not an issue that is going to put her in danger of being released. One story making the rounds within the company is that the vape pen the cops found actually belonged to someone else but was left inside her Jeep. Now, I know it sounds archaic that you can still be busted for weed, but you still need to be aware of what the laws are where you live. Otherwise, this is the risk you run. I mean, it's Florida. It's Florida. It sounds very stupid, except here's my issue with this. And I'd like to get more information about this. She may have been swerving while she was driving. Maybe she's a fan of Swerve Strickland, okay? Hey, that's cool. I am too. But if she was swerving because she was high, or if she was driving erratically because she was that high, I mean, there's no excuse for that. If you're weaving in and out of lanes to the point that the cops have to pull you over, I don't think that's something that should just be dismissed. But I can't imagine that this leads to anything other than maybe a fine. I mean, how many people in WWE have been arrested for DUI and make it out just fine? How many times have the Usos been popped for DUI or DWI, and they seem to get a bigger push out of it? You're not going to punish Liv Morgan for this. She hasn't been charged with anything as serious as that. She came clean to the company about it right away. Didn't try to hide it. She's going to be fine. She was actually at the Iron Claw premiere this week. She was walking the red carpet taking pictures with MJF. And speaking of MJF, it's a good place to mention this. Cody Rhodes appeared this week on the Michael K. Show because Peter Rosenberg is a WWE guy, so they get WWE people on the Michael K. Show. He was asked about MJF, and he was very clear that he thinks he will be in WWE one day. He said, "I think one day we will see MJF in WWE. For those who don't know, MJF was one of my recruits and probably the one I am most excited about just because of his potential, his personality, his overall professionalism is beaming. One thing I'm proud of for him is if you notice, he's put on a lot of muscle. and he's put it on safely over the last year and a half. And when he does make that jump, and I don't know when that is, but if he comes to WWE, you have to stand across the ring from guys like Drew McIntyre and Omos or Brock Lesnar. Watching him grow physically, it seems like maybe he knows where his future lies. But really, your guess is as good as mine. I never bother him about it because I just want to remain the friends that we have become today. You can file this under no shit. He's going to be in WWE one day. I'm sure Tony's already got him locked down for the next few years, but he's only 27 years old. By the time he turns 30 or 31, he'll be in WWE. Cody Rhodes against MJF will likely headline a WrestleMania one day. And MJF is not the only friend of Cody's who's going to be WWE bound. Ricky Starks, I believe, will be there as well. In fact, I think Ricky ends up there even before MJF does.